Welcome to the round of 16 with Adam Holdiniecki, Anders Warholm, Carter Thomas, Dilshan Sidhu, Eddie Artsy, Edwin Shen, Eric Kasperek, Jaden Lin, Magnus Lench, Marcel Politowicz, Mikhail Cerny, Niklas Aasen Eliasson, Reed W. Richardson, Samuel Aklantana, Victor Grisko, and Zaid Chowdhury. Hello everyone, welcome to Clock Cup Season 3. My name is Carter Williams, and here is Marcel and Niklas here for the semi-final of Clock Cup Season 3. It is part 1 of 2 to decide who will make it to the final, but today will be a very decisive day. There were 32 competitors at the start of this tournament, and now there are just 4. So, Niklas, you are the better seed. Would you like to go with heads or tails?
Heads.
Heads. So you're gonna go with heads. And it's going to be heads. So would you like to go first or second?
Second.
Second. So Marcel's gonna go first. Niklas is gonna go second. Good luck to the both of you. Alright, this is going to be a very, very exciting match. Right now, yeah, so very interesting, from both competitors. Niklas is gonna go with, putting the clock down to start, but Marcel is gonna be the first clock solver of tonight. We have 3 European competitors left. We have 2 you see on your screen right here. And we also have Eric on the other side of the bracket and Carter Thomas. So we only have 1 American left standing. But yeah, that's going to be, let's see here. Salt clock from Marcel.
Yeah, I messed up a little bit there.
Yeah, just solve anyway.
Okay. Is the point still gonna count?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. Okay. Sure.
Marcel, just by the way, in case, I know we kind of messed up like the Let's Cube thing. Just wait for further instruction. For Niklas, that's probably going to win the point. I think that beats a 368 to 292. Marcel, just enter in a... after Niklas enters in his time, enter in a DNF. Or actually, that works too. So, alright, I'm going to move on to a new scramble, and that should hopefully solve everything. So Niklas is going to get that first point. We love Let's Cube here, as me being the Clock Cup commentator, the Clock Cup judge, the Clock Cup referee, all at the same time. Hopefully next year we can streamline that process by hiring referees, but in this case, we're going to start with a not-so-great scramble. 292 for that scramble is insane. It was a different scramble, but Marcel used the same one. That's going to be a 355, so beatable here for Marcel, but we'll see what happens. Now the poll is predicting 67% chance for Niklas to win this match. I would say that's about accurate. Maybe give more of the favor to Niklas here, but that's not going to be a 355. That's probably going to be a low 4. No, it's going to be a 5. So it's going to be 2 points for Niklas here to start off the match, starting off pretty strong. He could walk his way here to the final, but we've seen Marcel give well-known clockers very tough opposition. Marcel has beaten Anders twice this season. He's beaten Cham, and he's beaten Jack Core. He's also beaten, I believe it was... I forgot who it was. I think it was... I don't know, it was someone, but he also beat another competitor who did not advance. He advanced to the round of 16, but did not make it all the way there. But that's not going to be a great solve from Marcel. That's going to be a 6, and this should probably be a safety for Niklas. Marcel just needs to maybe slow down a little bit, get comfortable with getting sub-4s here, and that could possibly throw off Niklas a little bit. Niklas hasn't been practicing too much, but he might be grinding for this weekend, which I believe he does have a competition. I know Anders has a competition this weekend, so he just made his Clock Cup exit recently against Marcel, which is the opponent you see today. Both sides are solved. It's going to be a 4 flat safety from Niklas. So 3-0 right now. Marcel is going to need to step it up a little bit, but I can see that you have a great opportunity for a safety move on this scramble. If you look on that first side, a safety move is where you can... There's an indicator in your 7-side will solve for when you safety. So that's going to be good. I definitely see you sped up a little bit towards the end of that solve, probably indicating you did a safety move. 328 is the time to beat for Marcel. So going for that skip in the front, that might beat it, but I don't think it will. It's a 384. It was a good try. 4-0 right now. Marcel needs to get himself on the scoreboard here if he wants to hopefully get a chance at maybe beating Niklas today. And this is it. Marcel solves the clock, but it's probably going to be a high 3 or 373 from what it looks like. No, 331. I completely misread that. So, great chance to get himself on the board here, but there is a safety move and an edge skip at the start. So, see what happens here. That could beat it. Oh, it's a DNF. So, Marcel is going to get his first point here. That last solve was a DNF, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so... Yep, Marcel... sorry, Niklas is going to start first here. Niklas conceding his first point of the match. Let's see if Marcel can make it a second for himself. Solved clock on both sides, so it's probably going to be a low 3 from what I'm predicting here. It's a 317, the time he just DNF'd earlier, but if Marcel can pull off something, then... Marcel going for the edge in the back. So that might beat it. Or I don't think it beat it, but it got close for sure. That's a 336. Close enough. 5-1 right now, but Marcel is knocking on the door a little bit. We have free sub 4s in the past free solves. So Marcel's going to start quickly here, knowing he has the first solve advantage or disadvantage. I think it's more of a disadvantage, if anything. But going for an easy one-move D-move at the start. Or one-tick D-move, I should say. Not a great solve, though. It's probably going to be a 4 of some sorts. 446. Yeah. Niklas is yet to solve the clock under over 4 seconds exactly. His worst solve of the match so far has been a 4 flat. Both sides are solved. It's going to be a free safety. So 6-1 is the score right now. This is a really lucky case. We have an L on one of the sides of the clock, and we also have another edge skip. So I wonder where the competitors are actually going to go with this one. But Niklas is going to start first. So if Marcel can beat this Niklas will probably have to mess up here rather than Marcel doing really well, I would say, at this point in the match. Both sides are solved. This could be a free from Niklas. Free 19. It's not a matter of what free. It's not a matter of Niklas gets a free. It's really just a matter of what type of free it is. At this point in the match, but free 19 from Niklas. Let's see if Marcel can beat that. Going really fast, but messing up towards the middle, and maybe the intuitive step of 7 simul. That's gonna be Niklas's point there. Free 88. So 7 points for Niklas right now. So Marcel has a 420 mean right now with a 603 and a 5 flat, but he needs to step up his game a little bit. It's a free 29. That can get a point on the board. But there is an edge skip. This does look like a pretty nice scramble. So let's see how Marcel does here. But Niklas is going to decide who gets the point. That could be Niklas's point. Free 22, barely beating Marcel. Marcel's just been on the wrong side of the 50-50s here. Very unlucky so far. Is there a speed you need to be to join Clock Cup? Well, at the start of every season, we have an open qualifier where anyone can compete, and we calculate a score, and then with that, or a time, and then with that time, the top 32 times would go into the tournament. We're looking to either, oh, it's a DNF from Niklas. So this is going to be a free point for Marcel here. Marcel can possibly get some ground. But this might look like a breeze from Niklas. Marcel's using flip here. Just needs to make sure both sides are solved, which they are. So that's going to be, no matter what, that's going to be Marcel's second point of the match. 790 from Marcel. But Marcel's going to solve first here. He has some options to work with. We have that adjacent edge skip. And then we also have an edge case as well. So interesting from Marcel, but we'll see what happens here. Going for the edge skip in the back. That looks to be good if it's solved, which it is. That's probably going to be low free. 352. That could beat Niklas, but Niklas has consistently gotten like around 325 range throughout this whole match, so that shouldn't be an impossible task. Ooh, that pin shift looked really awkward. But he could clutch it. I don't think so. It's a free 89. That's going to be 3 points for Marcel. Marcel has won his first consecutive points. How do you enter Clock Cup? We'll post an announcement about Season 4, if there is a Season 4, I should say. Oof, I maybe spoke a little too soon. Niklas is going to try to get a point back here. That's a solved clock. It's probably going to be mid-high free, possibly. 345. Chance for Marcel here. There's an edge skip. And some corner skips if you're a flip solver. But there's no flip solvers remaining other than Carter Thomas. But Carter Thomas is transitioning to 7 simul flip. So that's kind of just like fake flip, if anything. Oof, shaky from Marcel. And that could cost him the point there. 499. That's going to be 3-9 right now as a score. But anything could happen. Marcel looking to move quickly. There's a couple opportunities for a safety move or just to go for the skip on its own. He's going to go for the safety move, I believe. Or the skip in the front. It's going to be probably a mid-high free. From the look, 343. Opportunity for Marcel to get a point back here. And this could be good because if... actually... I don't know about the scramble. Ooh, awkward from Niklas. And this could be Marcel's 4th point. Niklas tried to save it at the end, but that's a 517. So it's going to be 4 points for Marcel. Marcel's won the past 3 out of 4. And Marcel could be gaining some ground here. Niklas is going to be the one to solve first. So we'll see what happens here. This is very, very interesting development. Niklas is going to go for the edge in the front, I believe. Both sides are solved. 338. This is a 6 simul scramble, so we'll see what happens here. Marcel is on decent form right now, but usually first solve advantage is where he shines. It's where he's won his last 2 points. But I don't know, he's not too happy about that. That's probably not going to beat it. It's going to be 10. That's going to be really close, though. 346. 10 points for Niklas. Yeah, just a lot of close calls here. This is what is frustrating when you're consistent in Clock Cup. It's whenever you want to push a little harder, it's like really taking that 50-50. And you could... Marcel has just not been on the correct end of those 50-50s, so to say. If I was Marcel right now, I would take the halftime, to be honest. That's going to be a high free, but DNF possibly. Yeah, DNF 347. So this is going to be Niklas's 11th point. Niklas is just going to do a safety at the end, but that's going to be a 363. Would either of you like a halftime break? Yes or no? No?
I'm fine.
No? Okay. So Marcel's opted not to take the halftime break. The halftime break would benefit Marcel more than Niklas. But, yeah, this is really interesting. Both sides are solved. It's going to be a free 20 from Niklas. and I don't think I might not beat it. It could be close though. 348 from what it looks like. Yeah, so that's gonna be 412 in Niklas's favor. It looks like it's going to be a win for Niklas today, but anything could happen in Claw Cup. I will keep reminding you about that until the very end, but Marcel, once again, moving very quickly when he gets the first solve of a round. He's going to... Oof. That first move looked really awkward, but it's a DNF, and that's going to be a free point for Niklas here. Two DNFs in the past 3 solves. Not great. Niklas is going to safety this one, and that's going to be 13-4 right now. Niklas is going to control his destiny, probably. He has just to win the next 2 solves, but this scramble looks really good, so we'll see what happens here. That looks like a good solve. Both sides are solved. It's a 294 for Niklas. Let's see if Marcel can pull off anything any better. This would keep him in the match. That's not going to be a 294 for sure. So it's going to be a 9 from Marcel. Both sides are solved. 987. So that's going to be 14 points for Niklas. And that is your instant replay moment of the match. A 294 from Niklas. Actually, we can't get the replay. But, yeah. That would have been your instant replay moment if I reacted quicker with the replay timer. But this might be a good chance to end off the match. I do see a 6-time opportunity. Marcel's point is going to be a solved clock. And a 305, actually. I think that might be one of his best singles of the match. It is the best single of the match. His best single of the match. That is the benchmark to punch his ticket into the final for Niklas. Let's see if Niklas is going to beat a 305. It's a DNF. So Marcel is still in it. That's going to be a 5 points for Marcel, but at this point, it looks like a consolation. Niklas is going to solve first, though, here. Reminder, Marcel would need to win the next 9 points in a row and win in overtime. So that'd be 11 points in a row. Would be the quickest way out of misery here. But that is going to be a high free from Niklas. It's 363. Excuse me, 367. That is his match point here. If Marcel does not beat a 367, Niklas has stamped his way into the Claw Cup final for Season 3. Niklas has been a beast throughout this whole season, and it shows in and out of the Claw Cup community. Marcel, not very happy. That is a sign. Yep. Niklas is going to advance to the final. The final score is 15-5 in Niklas's favor. Congratulations to both competitors, and congratulations to Niklas for making it to the final of Season 3. This is very exciting, but first off, what did you guys think of the match?
I practiced a decent amount, so I think that really helped with my turning and all that. I'm really pleased with my performance this match.
Yeah, you did very well. Marcel, what did you think of the match?
I was not solving good, but I was almost sure that Niklas will win because he's too good. I I'm not surprised that I lose.
Right. Okay. Um. So Niklas. Or actually, I'm gonna talk to Marcel about this. I definitely saw that you were getting a lot of good times this match, which shouldn't go unappreciated. But I feel like a lot of the times it was just really close with like you were very close to winning a solve, but you just fell on like the wrong side of like the time. So what was your experience of dealing with like such a consistent competitor like Niklas, and how did you take that into account this match?
Um, in the middle of the match, I was thinking just that I probably lose because of Niklas was winning too much, and I I don't know what to say.
Okay. Um, Niklas, so you are making it to the final. Congratulations. So you're gonna face off either Eric or Carter Thomas. What's your game plan for the final? And do you think you are gonna win the final?
I'll just try to maintain this consistency, and I think I should have a pretty good shot. But uh, if I fail to do that, I think my chances are really slim.
Right. Um. Yeah. So we'll see you in the final. Hopefully that'll be. We'll figure out a date for when to do it. But Nick. Sorry, Marcel. Unfortunately, this is the end of Clock Up Season 3 for you. We're not having a third place playoff this season, unfortunately. But my final question to you before we log off for tonight is: what was your favorite Clock Cup moment of the season, and what are your last words?
Mm, I have a favorite moment, but I liked the moment uh, of winning all my matches. Probably the most with Anders, because in the second match with Anders, I I probably thought that I will lose, so that was very surprising to me that I won, and that was probably my favorite moment.
Right. So, thank you for competing, and thank you to everyone for tuning in for tonight. Tomorrow at 12:30 Eastern, we will have Carter Thomas versus Eric, and that will truly set the stage for the final, which should be tentatively next Friday night. Which actually, I probably maybe we should Niklas, we should probably plan that. But yeah. Tentatively, it should be within the next 2 weeks. So, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all later.